Flathead Fenians tried to dynamite a prison, blew a crater out the street next door, and instead, 12 dead civilians. Murdered at his hand. It is a pitiless killer who now walks free.
But, sir, he has not walked abroad in this city for over 20 years. He will be swiftly found.
And your method in so doing, Flight?
We roused the Whitechapel Irish, Inspector.
And the thought of that action sits easy with you, does it?
I know what side I stand on, sir.
Sergeant, you take a squad of men also.
The years roll round, yet it is ever Irish heads on the end of my club.
This year, the only place that you will be able to see seasons 1 and 2 of the critically acclaimed drama Ripper Street is on Prime Instant Video. But the big news today is that Ripper Street will live beyond season 2. Today we are announcing that we are making season 3 of Ripper Street.
I think of it a bit like a theatrical release. You know, it goes out on Amazon, but it will still go on the BBC just a little bit after, I think it's a few months after Amazon have launched it. So in some ways, we're kind of trading up rather than trading out. We know we're all trading down. It's, I think, bigger, better, faster, and kind of more, how do you make a third series feel special in a conventional paradigm? I think in this way, we actually can take a step forward with it, and certainly creatively be just as ambitious as we've ever been.
It's really exciting, certainly from a creative point of view, that you because obviously as you're writing exclusively for a terrestrial broadcaster, there are all sorts of parameters you have to consider all the time, whereas the opportunities that Amazon are giving us are to, in a sense, make the show that I always imagined from the very beginning, but with sort of slightly more bells and whistles, actually. It's not just for Ripper Street, but as a writer of TV drama going forward over the next 10, 15 years, these kind of deals make my life much, much easier.
Just surprised because I think we all thought it had legs, it didn't feel like it was petering out. And then delighted about the news,
Yeah, I was shocked as well. And it was strange though, because I couldn't believe that it was the end. It felt energetically like it was unfinished work. And kind of we've become a really close family, the Ripper Street lot, and it really felt like we had more to do. So I couldn't take it in, and then Amazon came along, and it was so it feels right to be going back.
So you have to go another hand.
Police! Now everybody stay calm, we're just having a little look around.
He's an Irish scum, what's your mouth, pig? All right then.
So it goes.
Its guns. The days when a Fenian could be found hid in a cider barrel are past.
It's called Ripper Street, and it's set in Victorian London in a violent world. We never wanted to shy away from that. We always hope that the stories we tell are compelling enough, and the characters we care about enough that we watch for that. But I think to kind of certainly there's no plan to sanitise it and soften it.
I think there's a sort of feeling on the BBC that it was a hard show for them in some ways. It's a show that has some pretty sort of sharp edges at times, and I wouldn't want that to change. And certainly our new friends at Amazon who are helping us to do that, they're in no way at all saying to us that needs to change. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why they feel they're a very good match for it.
There's a prisoner on the loose, girl. IRB. With a taste for nothing but the bloody destruction of innocent life.
You're one to talk. The look in your eye. Quite a taste for it yourself.
His name is Galvin. Once, he laid dynamite. Now, we will search this house, and you will move aside, or you will know prison life yourself.
The response that we got from fans, in particular when it was announced that it wasn't going to be recommissioned, was so incredibly moving. And we are so grateful, because without that kind of response, and which was very much felt online, mainly in this day and age when this is really where we judge the responses from from people. And I don't think without that kind of response, everyone would have been so inspired and moved to create a deal like this. And I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you. We're very grateful to the audiences that we have.
Doing a third series, what we always wanted to do, what we realised is what the viewers love are the characters in this show, and I think in the third series, the ideas were all about, using all our fantastic ensemble cast and do something really special this year with those stories.
Coming back into series 3, the idea is that we've moved 4 years ahead of the last series, and that the events that saw Long Susan orchestrate Duggan's death in the music hall, and the events that saw Reed baying to take another man's life in public, that these events have had kind of huge personal fallouts in these people's lives. But instead of just picking it up the next day, I wanted to sort of move forward again, because always part of the joy of writing this show is sort of finding new material from that period in history.